What's going on, everybody? Agent WD-40 here. Boy, I don't know, watching some midday news here and ran across this story from WITN. I don't know where this is from. I'm going to guess Tennessee from the background, but I could be wrong. But I'll tell you, this story kind of irritated me. I can't believe it's the year 2025 and we're just now making English the language of America. Hell, I thought it's always been that way. But apparently we need to be reminded. Now, I do speak more than one language, but I don't do it while I'm out in public. If I know that I'm in the United States, when I'm going grocery shopping or at Walmart or Best Buy or whatever, you best believe I'm going to speak English. Why? Because it's a respect thing. Now, I know Italian too. But do you think I'm going to go over to Italy and speak in nothing but English? I mean, come on. It's just kind of rude. But with that being said, let's listen to this story here. Because this one Mexican on here just irritating the living hell out of me. And you'll see why here in a second. Let's go through this spiel. Let's roll it.
President Trump plans to sign an executive order making English the official language of the United States. Bailey Bockover spoke to Greenville community members about if and how they think this could impact daily lives here. She joins us live with what she learned. Bailey?
That's right, Courtney. I'm standing outside of the United States Courthouse. Now, with that executive order, it would make English the official language of the United States. I spoke with people here in Greenville to get their perspective on the order. White House officials say President Donald Trump's plan to sign an executive order Friday declaring English as the official language for the United States. It's something that's never been done before. Sylvan Almeida.
How's it never been done before? I mean, honestly, if you go over to Germany, what is their religion or religion? Sorry, what is their main language? Italian, right? Okay. They act like this is some big surprise that, oh my God, English is what Americans speak. No way. Who'd have thought? And if 99% of your population speaks English, guess which way that the law is going to be made. And again, this is 2025. When was English not the official language? What's sad is in today's world, we have to have the president make executive orders stating the already known. It's ridiculous. I mean, good on you, Trump. You saw something that needed to be done. I mean, good on you there. Good on you, bro. Appreciate it. But at the same time, even the president's got to know this is so ridiculous.
Sylvan Almeida primarily speaks Spanish and says he feels this could lead to discrimination. We come to this nation and never had any issues. I've been here for 28 years.
This Mexican has been here for 28 years and he don't know English? Okay, now if you're a foreigner coming over to America the correct way, it is a requirement that you know some English. It ain't a requirement to know as good English as the rest of us that's been here our whole lives. But it is indeed a requirement. So this Mexican has been here for 28 years and he basically says, I don't need to learn it. Fuck you, Americans. You know what I say? Deport this mother right now. You know what I mean?
All the people I know are normal people. We go to church. But since Trump took office, I feel like they are chasing us. Many of us have become unemployed. In 2019...
No, you become unemployed because we got a president that's putting all your workers, sending them back to the cartels. Sending them back to Mexico. Now, I know a lot of people out there around me like to say that Mexicans are hard workers. That has not been my experience. I've been on job sites where all they did is speak their speak their Mexican language, and they'll sit there and yell at you. They expect you to learn their language. I ain't having that. I told a Mexican one time, we was working on a drill crew, underground drilling. And I was pulling the Vermeer drill machine off the trailer, off the rollback or flatbed, whatever. And this Mexican jumps out of this hole and blah, 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 whatever the hell he was saying. I looked over at my supervisor and I was like, dude, you want to check up this motherfucker right here? Because I know he's yelling at me, but I'm afraid I'm about to kick it all up in his ass if he don't shut the fuck up. And so my supervisor, he knew Spanish, and he told him, basically told him, go back to where you was over at, do your job. You come up on this man again, I ain't going to be responsible because you guys can't communicate. And I made sure that after that, because it was my drill crew, I made sure there wasn't no Mexicans that ever worked for me. I didn't give a shit if they spoke English or not. It was irrelevant to me because I got tired of our crew coming in last to the yard almost every night, including weekends, because the Mexicans that were working on our crew were the laziest mother effers that ever plagued this planet. And it comes to a point where when you're on a drill crew, you get paid by the foot. Okay? You don't get paid by the hour or per job. You got paid by the foot. And if I had anybody on my crew, it didn't matter, Mexican, Italian, black, white, I don't care. If we couldn't pull in our money by the end of the week, then I started feeling like my crew was the training crew, and I wasn't having that. So I told my job, this is the way it's going to work. You put the Mexicans on their own crew, or I quit right here, right now. Because if I can't make no money because of some Mexicans, then I'm out. I'll go somewhere else that I will make money. And of course, multi-talented on a construction crew, so I could do anything. So they listen. Come Monday morning, 2 days later, they got rid of all the Mexicans. And then we end up having good workers. It made so much money. So much money. But yeah, the American language being English, it's the way it's always been. There ain't nothing wrong with knowing other languages, but I do believe that if you come to America, I mean, unless you're visiting. If you're visiting and you're here a couple of weeks, a month or something, or you're on the job training, we're going to cut you some slack. But what us Americans don't like is when we're standing in line at Walmart, the grocery store, Best Buy, anywhere. And then we got to sit there and listen behind us. We don't want to hear that shit. That's about as bad as lefty wokester behind us in line. We don't want to hear it. You're in America. And if you're going to live here, you need to learn the language. It is a requirement. Now, I know the left and the Democrats have been letting you all slide left and right. But we got a new administration, and the American people feel way different today than they did a year ago today. Things are going to change, whether people like it or not. So what Trump did here again, good job, bro. Good damn job.
Nearly 68 million Americans spoke a language other than English at home, according to the U.S. Census Bureau.
Now, I don't believe that. 68 million Americans know more than one language. I'm calling BS. I know 68 million English people here in America that can barely speak English. And given the day, I have a problem speaking English. You know what I mean? So I believe these numbers are way overdone, overpriced, if you will.
That's about 1 in 5 people. That number has nearly tripled since 1980.
I think it's
1 in 5 people know different language. Well, I guess that depends on where you're from. Because where I live, you're going to be hard-pressed to understand somebody that knows one language called English. These news stories, they're getting stupider and stupider by the day. It's like the left is completely running out of ideas and BS, propaganda, and misinformation all day. Now this guy here, Hood Richardson, I kind of dig this, bro. Tells it like it is. Let's hear what Hood has got to say here.
I think it's the finest thing that can possibly happen to us, because the division of this nation will come when we start speaking in two different tongues. We need to all speak in the same language. The Constitution is written in English, and I'm sure the people who wrote it intended for English to be the official language, or they would.
And Hood Richardson's right here. It was written in English. British English, however you want to look at it. Old school English, however you want to look. But yeah, it's a fair point. When your Constitution, your liberty is all English, guess what you should speak? Now, nobody's got anything against somebody educated a little higher that knows 2 or 3 languages. Respect there. But you also got to realize that you're in America, and it is a respectful thing to do to learn the language of the country that you preside in or you live in. That is just for real. There's nothing else you can say about that. But Trump doing that's a good thing. So I know the left on BitChute and YouTube is going to throw the comment section for a wild goose chase. And I'm sorry y'all on that side, and you Mexicans out there, I'm sorry y'all don't feel the same way the rest of us do. But I don't know why I'm apologizing for that. I know the country I live in, and I know the language that we speak. Isn't it about time for the rest of you foreigners that come over here that's getting the free ride as of right now? Shouldn't you guys at least consider being appropriate and learning the language of the country that you're residing in? This is Agent WD-40. And like always, baby, I'm out this beer.